mentioned the unfortunate injury to Zach Wozniak against Paul on July the 27th. As you say, a bit of an innocuous one. He just come around the bend, fell off his bike. Next thing we know, he's got a damaged spleen. You were then in a situation where you had to find a replacement, and not easy at that time of the season, was it?
No, I mean there was well, in fact we never recovered. I mean certainly Liam did a fantastic job at the end of the year, but realistically when Zach's going out and beating the likes of Craig Cook and stuff like that, you know, it was fantastic. And that's how good it was, and his average didn't really reflect on what he was actually doing on the track, and we did struggle to replace him at reserve.
And his season was really kicking on, wasn't it? I mean, he became British under-19 champion, and as you say, he was beating riders that you wouldn't generally expect him to beat, and terribly disappointing for it to be cut short. But he looks as though he's making a good recovery. Yeah,
no, he seems to be making a great recovery, so which is good news, and hopefully he'll be on the back on the bike early next year. So fingers crossed, really. But yeah, we certainly missed Zach, and it certainly made it harder for us to replace him. And as I said, I didn't think we really replaced him. I think the closest we got was with Liam. Liam got stuck in at the end of the year.
Okay, and on the subject of replacements, you had to find other replacements at other times. Bradley had some injuries, Adam as well. Jason was out a few times, and I got to say, the riders that you chose to come in all did the deed for you, didn't they? Bomber Harris come in, Eddie Kennett at Rye House, Carl Newman against Paul. Everyone who you asked to come in and ride for the Robins, Troy Batcher as well, really did a great job.
Yeah, no, they all did a fantastic job. It was really good. I mean, I think for about a month and a half, 2 months, we were running really on 5 riders, because obviously we lost Bradley, then obviously lost Zach. It was a big struggle to replace these guys, with their potential scoring power around the Abbey and stuff like that. So, full credit to the other 5 in the team, from Adam down to Jason, down to Nick and David and Tobias. They did a fantastic job and made the job, easy for us. But we certainly were really running on 5 riders for a good month and a half, I would say.
Yeah. 1st September, the unbeaten run unfortunately came to an end against Rye House. You got convincingly beaten at their place, but I think on that night you had quite a weakened team, didn't you, for various reasons. Losing that unbeaten run, was it like a weight falling off your shoulders at all? Were you obviously disappointed you'd lost on the night, but was it a bit of a relief, really?
No, not really. Again, it's nice for I think it's nice for the supporters and stuff like that, but I don't think really the boys never really thought much, never really entered their heads that, okay. But, as you said, we were fairly depleted that night, so, we were up against it. And, but I think the fact that I think we pretty much qualified, I think, I would say the drive wasn't there.
Yeah. So we go into the playoff semi-final, home and away against Poole. You won away at Poole by I think a couple of points, and then did very nicely at home against them in front of a huge crowd, and again starting to build that momentum going. And then you had the Knockout Cup semi-final against Bellevue, a great first leg, and then you somehow managed to lose it away at Bellevue by I think about 3 points, and you had to take that disappointment into the final. Against Wolverhampton in the first leg. Was there any issues of trying to get people motivated, or were they parked up the Knockout Cup and just moved on because it was the big final?
Obviously it was a massive disappointment. Again, bearing in mind we brought in Thomas H. Jonasson, which we thought would do a fantastic job, but he got 2 points. Brady, I'm not knocking Brady, but he only got paid 5. And you would say Doyley would get you double figures, so that's where it was lost, really. But it's just one of them things. But yeah, it was bitterly disappointing at the time. But as I said, I think then we just had to then focus on getting ready for the final.
And in that the first leg up at the Abbey, the defeat by Wolves, issues with the track. People saying that it wasn't as it usually is. It's easy to blame the track because both teams have to ride it. I know you weren't too happy with the track, were you?
No, if I'm honest, this is our cup final. This is our end of year. We're all kind of the one thing that we're gearing up for, and the track was just totally different to how we've been riding it week in, week out. So yeah, it was very frustrating on the night, and the way we set the track up and the way it was done different, and, that was frustrating, and yeah, it all got a little bit heated, and I guess after the final we can all forget about it, but something we must look upon and learn, and don't allow that to happen again.
I think though. One of the key things I can remember is you talking about the attitude of the riders after the meeting, and not a case of, well, we've thrown away our opportunity already, but even more determination to go to Monmore Green and win the second leg. Yeah, no,
we walked back in the change room, and pretty much every one of them said, look, this ain't over yet. We're only 4 points down. 151, we're back in it. But I think a lot of people really wrote us off. It really, in fairness.
There seems to be a pattern there, because a lot of people wrote you off at the beginning of the season before we'd even started. Come to the final, again, writing you off. You get to Monmore Green and just everything clicked into place, didn't it? Even the referee was decent for a change.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good that night. Yeah, it's quite funny. Everybody writes you off. They tell you, oh, you haven't got a chance, and then, and then all of a sudden, they're all saying Wolverhampton are favourites and all that. And then as soon as we win, well, we never had Freddie and we never had Jacob. Yeah. So whatever way you do it, you can never win.
Yeah. But it still went down to that final heat 15, didn't it? And did you think when your riders went out for that final race, you thought, yeah, we got it in the bag, not a worry at all? You stayed nice and calm? Like you have done most of the season?
I don't think I thought that we had it in the bag. I thought heat 13 was a pivotal moment when Nick went round Sam Masters on the last lap. I think that was a point where I honestly started to believe that we actually could do it then. Anything could happen in that, and especially in mind that they had choice of gates, and we ended up on the unfavoured gates that night. But fortunate enough, we got the 3-all that we needed.
And Jason Doyle coming in third. We're not used to seeing him coming in third, but holding that third position, the key one to seal it all. And the reaction after by all the fans that had made the trip up to Monmore Green, tremendous. And social media just exploded.
Yeah, no, it was excellent. Everybody went in. Let's say the funny thing is, apart from that little bit there, we haven't really had a chance to celebrate it. So I'm kind of looking forward to the presentation on next Thursday, to really get a chance to with the boys and have a real good celebration.